Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Anthony Weiner sexts again and gets dumped. But should he also be investigated by Children's Services? We'll discuss.
I'm Tracy Freeman, editor of Edible Sarasota. I get to eat great food for a living, and today we'll talk to a restaurant owner who's responsible for 4 great Suncoast dining spots.
I'm Bobeth. There's a great new look at Sarasota's Rosemary District, and the artist responsible is here to tell us all about his outdoor murals and show us how he does it.
And I'm Linda Carson. In today's Sounds of the Suncoast, we have a multi-talented performer who will sing for us and show us his world champion jump rope skills. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome back to Tracy Freeman. Great to have you with us again.
Thanks, ladies.
So the kids are back in school. Does that free up your life a little bit, a little less stress?
Life is a little more free, yes, indeed.
She's like, I'm so excited.
I know, working mother guilt is that you try to enjoy summer, but Linda, as you well know, the balance is tough. So when they go back to school, it's kind of like, okay, everybody has a place to be during the day. So that makes things a little bit easier.
And you wouldn't want them not to go to school, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But I am married to a teacher, so all 3 of them have gone back to
You're
school.
like, back up, you're like, this is great.
But people have a good
Does he
day.
help with homework?
He does. He does all the
That's
homework.
perfect.
That is
There's a
perfect.
balance. There's a balance.
There's a balance in every household, as we well know. Well, now that you have a little more time in your hands, I understand that you're doing some training. Tell us what you are training for.
I am training for a triathlon for slackers.
Okay, good, because if you were training for a real hardcore triathlon, the 3 of us would feel like losers.
Oh, we join you. We
Tell us
join
about your slacker
I kind
triathlon.
of like this idea. I can do this.
This is coming up on Saturday on Lido Beach. It's a triathlon for slackers. It's a 200-meter swim, a 5-mile bike ride, and a 2-mile run.
That's not that much of a slacker
I was going to
thing.
say, the
hard.
name is very deceptive.
Yeah, really.
When
So,
you said slackers, I thought I can participate. I cannot do that.
5-mile bike race is what slowed me down.
it is called the Life's a Beach Triathlon, but you're still running 2 miles, biking 5 miles, and to me, any kind of open water swim is a lot of work.
But we're having fun. We're all dressed up. You can wear floaties. I mean, anything goes with this triathlon.
Okay.
And you could still say you're doing a triathlon.
And I'm going to say I did my 5th triathlon next Saturday.
There you go.
How fun!
I'm so impressed.
Absolutely, yep. In this heat, running 2 miles and biking 5 is anybody's would be impressed. So, well, good luck and
Thank you.
enjoy.
Good luck.
We'll try not to take you off your training table too much here, but we do like to eat, and we are very excited to welcome a new face in the kitchen today. We want to welcome Chef Mark Maggiore from the new restaurant, Veronica Fish and Oyster. What are we making today, Chef Mark?
We're doing our restaurant's most popular dish. It's our 2 crab fazzoletti.
2 crab fazzoletti. Okay, you're going to have to tell me what fazzoletti is.
So fazzoletti in Italian means handkerchief, so it's pretty much just a pasta sheet.
Handkerchief?
Okay, we're not going to eat a handkerchief though, right?
Nope, you're good.
You're going to eat the crab.
You will eat some king crab and some Louisiana blue crab.
So
All
2
right.
kinds of crab.
2 kinds of crab. All right. Well, Veronica Fish and Oyster is now open and getting some great reviews. So I'm very excited to give it a try. And of course, we're also going to talk to one of the owners, Mark Caragiulo's here, to talk about all the different types of restaurants the Caragiulo family now has here on the Suncoast. And Tracy, of course, knows a lot about that from Edible Sarasota. So I think I want Tracy's job.
I do too.
Do you have to eat every place that you write about?
I eat a lot. I eat a lot.
And that is okay.
That
We would
must
like
be
that.
fun.
It's not a bad gig.
So I have to do this. It's for my job.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm working.
Not a bad gig at all. Speaking of not a bad gig, have you been through the Rosemary District lately? There is some really cool stuff happening on the walls of the buildings outside. There are murals popping up in the Rosemary District. So today we have the artist responsible for those murals with us. He's doing some painting outside right now because he uses spray paint as his medium, and it's a little bit toxic with the fumes, so we didn't want him with us in the studio. But he's going to bring his art inside, tell us about it, and also the meaning behind what he's creating in the Rosemary District, because it's not just there to be there. There is a purpose behind
I
his
always
work.
find graffiti so interesting because how do you learn how to do that? How do you know that you can do graffiti paint?
Right, with spray paint,
spray
because it's,
paint.
yes,
Yes.
you
I
don't
find
have
it
much
so
control.
Yeah.
Mothers
I
tend
can
not want
barely-
you to do it on your walls or on the outside of the house.
Practicing that gets you in trouble.
I can imagine that.
I have a funny story. When I was 15, I broke up with my boyfriend, and he spray painted "I love you" on the street outside of our house. And it stayed there for 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
And all the neighbors kept coming over and saying to my father, like, wow, Linda's going to be impressed with this. I love you, Linda. So everybody thought my dad had done it for my mom. But
oh my gosh.
it was really funny. But it was there for like 5 years. No matter all the snow and slush, that was always there. I love you.
Well, that's so funny.
What happened to the boyfriend?
He's
Still gone.
He's still in Montreal, Canada.
So you never got back with him?
You weren't impressed?
Didn't work out. No, but I was impressed. My mom's an artist, so she was impressed, but yeah, it was too much.
Did the city care? There was no fine or anything? Nobody cared?
No, the neighbors thought it was hilarious.
I think it's hilarious too.
We're going to be happy he said, I love you, and not something else.
Right, at least he wasn't mad and said something nasty on the street.
That would have been a problem for 5 years.
Exactly. Hey, a reminder, if you have not voted yet today, polls are just open for a few more hours until 7 p.m. for the Florida primary. Keep it right here on ABC7. You'll find complete election results and coverage tonight on all our newscasts and the latest updates coming in throughout the evening at mysuncoast.com.
Because you're not allowed to complain about who wins unless you vote.
Very true.
If you vote, you can
very,
complain.
very true. Well, it is time for our first hot topic and talk about somebody who's causing some complaints. Anthony Weiner, back to his old ways, sexting women who are not his wife. Now, it's widely reported that his wife, Huma Abedin, who is Hillary Clinton's top advisor, has had it, and she is leaving him. Well, the anonymous woman involved released the sexy pic to the New York Post. We're not going to show it to you because it's not exactly family friendly. Well, if the sexting concept isn't alarming enough, his 4-year-old son is lying next to him in the photo. To quote Stephen Colbert, August is a notoriously slow news month, and it can be hard to find something to talk about. Fortunately, Anthony Weiner popped up again. After all the embarrassment the first time around, who does this again? So that's my question to you. Who does this again?
Someone
It's
that
got
is
to be a
clearly
very
crazy.
sick person. It's got to be very a sick person.
He is clearly crazy and clearly needs something to do with his time.
Well, I think he knows what he does with his time, but it's not appropriate.
He clearly has nothing else to do. Like, what are you doing sitting on the couch taking pictures of your crotch? Like, why?
I think he was embedding his son.
Why? I just don't understand why.
It's got to be a sickness, but it really scares me that people will blame his wife for this. It's not a woman's fault when a man cheats, or a man's fault when a woman cheats. It's the cheater at fault here.
I did hear that brought up on the radio yesterday, and I nearly drove off the road when one of the commentators, obviously trying to, incite discussion and trouble, said, well, do you think if his wife didn't have such a big career and was around more, he wouldn't have to take pictures of himself and send it to randoms? And I was like, seriously, you did not just ask that question.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he's got to be some sort of sex addict to keep
there's
doing
something
it.
wrong in his brain. There's something wrong there. But now that she's seen it, she's got to be brave enough to walk away. This has got to be enough.
Just seeing it. I mean, this is multiple times.
This
He's
is round
actually-
3 of public embarrassment.
And he's had full-on affairs and relationships. And so I'm just happy she got to the point where she says enough is enough. And sometimes it's tough. You never want anyone to go through that because when you think about your family and breaking up a family, there's so many things involved, and it's easy to be on the outside and say, hey, he's cheating, walk away.
Yeah, and it's the baby
But that's,
she's thinking
yeah,
about,
but that's
I think.
hard. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Now, do we think there is a little bit of irony that she is walking away from an ugly marital scandal when her boss never did walk away with
her
Hillary
boss
Clinton?
should understand what she's going through and not fire her for this. She might have gotten, because we just don't need this distraction, some other person might have said, well, you just have to leave. I don't want this distraction.
Oh, I never
But
thought about
Hillary
that.
can't say that.
That's
Hillary
true.
can't say that, or she is in trouble. So.
Well, some people are saying that because she won't, she's advising Hillary, this shows Hillary's bad judgment because this person is her
Well, it's
advisor.
not her fault that
She
he's
didn't
married
tell
to
him
an idiot.
to do it.
I don't judge you guys by who you're married to, so.
Please, thank you. I appreciate that.
Especially in Beth's case at the moment. We're going to leave that one way alone. So you know those big red spheres that sit in front of Target stores? Well, be on the lookout for an artistic change at 400 locations. Target has given the red cement balls a paint job to make them look like Pokeballs. Target says they want to create a special experience for those Pokemon fans. Some Target locations are now even Poke-stops. If going to Target wasn't exciting enough. No word yet if there are Pokeballs on the Suncoast. So if you see any, send us a pic on social media. We want to know. This kind of made me laugh.
Graffiti do it and make
Make
our
a
own.
Pokeball. I mean, that's kind of a good sense of humor, getting in with the...
I can't believe all this Pokemon stuff. I just went to my 8-year-old granddaughter's birthday. Everything I gave her was Pokemon.
That's
and I
what
said
she
to my
wanted?
son, don't you think it's ridiculous that she's doing all this with Pokemon? And he said, well, I'm on Pokemon Go right now.
Tracy, are your girls into this? Are they the right ages?
My son and my daughter, yeah.
Your son and your daughter, that's right,
definitely
one of
both
each.
into it.
Do you have the game? They have the Go
Oh,
game?
yeah.
And do you?
Remember I was here last
Oh, that's
time
right. You
talking
talked about driving around.
We're the cheaters. We
We drive around, not walk. All right, well, let us know if you see any Target
That lazy
Pokeballs.
marathon.
There could be one in the studio
I am a
right
slacker.
now.
All right, well, from Target to Walmart, more Patti LaBelle desserts are coming to Walmart. The singer's sweet potato pie was such a big hit last year for Walmart. Now LaBelle is coming up with more dessert flavors. Don't even try to pretend these don't look good. They were originally meant to be seasonal, but they were so popular now they're going year-round. There's an apple cobbler, a berry cobbler, a peach cobbler, an apple pecan cake, and a sweet potato loaf. Now, here's the catch. The big deal with the sweet potato pie, which, by the way, we tried and loved, we admit it, it was only like $4.90. These things are like $7, $8, and $10.
So they got the message.
She's getting pricier.
Yes, she's getting a little more expensive. We'll have to see if they taste as good. But
I can't wait for the guy to sing again. Remember, that's where all this came from.
I
know,
almost
in this
pulled
thing.
that back out. The guy was so excited about the sweet potato pie, he broke into song. Did you ever try that, Tracy? That'd be a good review for the
I have
magazine.
not.
It took us forever to find some.
It did. Do
The whole
not
city was
knock
out.
Walmart's sweet potato pie from Patti LaBelle.
All
Because
right.
we were very skeptical.
I will
but-
break into song when I
Okay,
taste
when you
it
will.
for
That'll
you
be a
guys.
reason not to bring it in. All right, anyone afraid of spiders? Well, arachnophobia is one of the most common fears. It dates back hundreds of thousands of years. Researchers now say to get over it, you're supposed to try exposure therapy. Ew. Start with pictures of spiders while in a relaxed environment. That's all to train your brain not to panic. Then you gradually expose yourself to the real deal. That way your mind understands you will be okay with
No,
a
you
spider.
won't.
No.
They sting. They're poison.
Are you truly scared of spiders?
Not scared of them, but I sure would squash them if they got close. They hurt you if they bite you.
Does anybody
they
scream
bite.
when they see one and like can't cope?
Yes.
Yes.
I hit a-
Do you
I-
call your husband?
No, he's not necessary.
Now we know why we like her. what do you,
hilarious.
What do you do with it though? You just let it run away in the house?
No, I'll squish it.
You will
but
squish
yeah, I
it?
will squish.
Okay, you just think, scream, and
Oh,
freak
yeah.
out.
I just walk away. I feel like if it's there, I need to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's
Human
it.
But it
beings are not
doesn't
supposed to
go
be with
away.
them.
It's going to come
As
back
long
out.
as I'm not over there, I'm okay.
Well, it may come back out and get in your bed.
Call me. I'll come kill him.
I'm going to call Linda.
If you don't kill it, it will resurface.
I don't want to kill it. Maybe it's eating other bugs.
Good point.
So I let it live, and then I just move away.
And then he bites you later.
I
on.
agree.
Stop it, Linda.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to bite you later. That's going to come right back and bite you
They're
in the
not
butt.
appreciative.
All right, well, finally, a precious partnership that is benefiting both canines and kids. These young students are practicing their literacy skills by reading out loud to shelter dogs. So shelter dogs are often timid and need help getting used to people. So the Shelter Buddies program in Missouri is really a win-win. The kids get to read to a non-judgmental audience without any peer pressure. You may remember being a young kid, reading out loud was really hard. Well, the dogs learn that humans can be comforting. So the kids are trained to read the dog's body language and adjust their tone accordingly.
We do that here.
I love
They do it
this.
at the library and at some of the bookstores, and usually they're adoptable dogs. So it's
And they
hoping-
read to the dog?
They read to the dogs.
It's
Yes.
such a good thing because I remember really being nervous as a kid. They used to call. I think they were a little gentler now in grade school. They used to just call you out to read in school. Hey, Johnny, read page 4. And if you're not
Right.
comfortable reading out loud, Johnny wanted to wet himself and die. I mean, it was hard. So
Yeah, it's devastating. It's traumatizing. for
it
kids.
is. I'm not
Yes.
kidding about
I remember
that.
when I first came to this country and I had a very strong accent. And that's one of the reasons that I was afraid of speaking or reading aloud because of that, because I would say certain things a little different and kids just did not accept that well.
Right. No, exactly. So it's a win-win for the dogs and the kids. We love it.
Yeah.
We're going to check in with our happy hour forecast. When we come back, it's time for Money Matters.
Good afternoon. We're still monitoring tropical depression number 9, but could soon become a tropical storm at the 5 o'clock advisory. It is still looking rather ragged at this point, still getting sheared a little bit, and also some dry air to the western portion of it, not allowing this system to develop. And you can see just in the last few frames that explosion of storms just there. That nice looking heavy thunderstorm activity starting to develop what appears to be near the center. So it may be getting its act together. Winds are at 35 miles an hour. The pressure 1,004 millibars. and the next advisory coming up in just less than a half hour or so. You can see the forecast cone really hasn't changed much at all, making landfall sometime midday Thursday as a tropical storm. Could have winds up to 65 miles an hour as it makes landfall up there. The chances for us getting tropical storm force winds along the Suncoast right now stands at about 40%, and that would be the low end at 40-mile-an-hour winds, up possibly to 45. The biggest story is the heavy rain we anticipate. Well, more on that coming up at 5. See you then.
When we talk about a successful company, usually good branding is involved. And today in Money Matters, our business commentator Richard Stern is here with a list of the most valuable brands in the world. Now, Richard, when you talk about branding, I mean, that's a huge deal for some.
That's what it's all about, no question. And I don't think there'll be any surprises in terms of you'll know who these companies are. You may be surprised when we get toward the bottom of the list that they're not a little bit higher. So I don't think the top few are going to surprise you. But let's check number one. The most valuable brand in the world is a company that has only one brand, and that would be Apple Incorporated. I don't think you can go anywhere in the world without people knowing what Apple is, if they own the products, how they work, how they function. Certainly if you go near an Apple store, good luck getting in, et cetera, et cetera. So,
when I went to China, our guide had an Apple phone.
There you go. And only growing and growing and growing. And next week they're going to announce the Apple 7, which is
I told you guys it was coming.
There you go. Waterproof, thin, et cetera, et cetera. So Apple is number one. Probably will stay there. Now, number two is a company we talked about last week. I'm going to test you and see if you remember. Alphabet.
Google.
There you go. Alphabet Incorporated is the parent corporation of Google. By the way, they did that so they could segregate out the success of Google versus some of the other ventures that they're involved in. But Alphabet/Google is the number 2 brand in the world. Remember, we're talking in the world now. Number 3, speaking of world, is a company not based in the U.S., and that would be Samsung. I think we're all familiar with the electronics and the various things they do, and they are the world leader in electronics. Samsung number 3 in the world in terms of branding. So,
I like their washing machines.
and they do appliances.
washing machines?
Yeah, they have washing machines and dryers. They're very high tech.
You got me on that one. I believe you, though. I believe you. Number 4, I think, is a company we know, and that's called Walmart. Walmart, of course, has not only Walmart, but Sam's Club and all the various spin-offs that they do, but they're the largest retailer in the world. Their brand is the number 4 brand in the world. Again, not a big surprise. Number 5, I don't think will surprise you either, and that's a small company by the name of Microsoft. Where are they? Not everywhere.
Yeah.
That's probably poor English, but the fact of the matter is you cannot get away from Microsoft and their products. And the one thing these 5 have in common is they are everywhere. They're omnipresent. So that's the reason that these brands have been so incredibly successful. Now we're going to...
When you talk about brands like this, is it important to buy stock or interest in a company that has a good brand?
Well, certainly, if you take a look at these companies, most of them have done extremely well over time. They're very high-quality companies. Most of them have a lot of cash, so they can acquire other companies if they want to. They're clearly leaders in their industry. And if you want to invest in a particular industry, buying the leader in the industry is never a bad idea. So, good idea. Thank you for the question.
Isn't it like, though, a horse race? If you bet on the favorite, you won't make as much money?
Well, that's true. But you may not lose money either.
Yeah, that's true.
They pay dividends. That's not a bad thing.
All right, let's go into the next.
Okay, now I'm going to skip a couple, but I want to go to 11. Linda knows this company. It's called the Coca-Cola Company. I was frankly surprised that Coca-Cola wasn't in the top 5, but when you see some of the other companies that didn't make the top 5, they can't all be in the top 5, but Coca-Cola is certainly, again, worldwide. Coke is it. Atlanta is home, yes?
Yes, it is. And we were taught in school about Coca-Cola that they spent a great deal of most of their money advertising when they started out. That's what they were really famous for. Most of their profits went to advertising. That's why they're so popular.
And it's worked out fairly well.
It has.
All right, and then the next?
The next one is the Walt Disney Company, number 19.
Wow.
See, we're sliding down the list, and again, many of these I thought would have been higher, but Walt Disney is number 19. Now I'm going to skip to the last 2 in the top 100. Number 99 is Target. Frankly, again, thought it would have been higher, but Target is perhaps not as well known worldwide as it is here in the United States, so Target made the list. And number 100 is Yum Brands. Now, just by way of reminder, that's Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC. So these are restaurants I don't think you like
I didn't
those.
know they were all under the same organization.
Yes, they're all the same company.
That's interesting. And we do have time for emails.
Oh, good. Okay, well, our first email is from a lady by the name of Joanne from Sarasota. Who pays for Wall Street research? Well, Joanne, among other things, if you're an investor, you do. The majority of the research is actually paid for by other Wall Street brokerage firms and banks who want to pay for expertise that they may not have. Some firms are particularly adept at technology research, others financial research. So what they do is they buy the research from other firms and they make their recommendations as to whether to buy or sell based on their own research, but based on the research from others as well.
Wow, Richard, every time you come, you make me feel smarter. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right, well, coming up, Mark Carajula is here to talk about some of the restaurants in his organization. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan. Now that school is back in session, so are fall sports. But how many sports should your kid participate in?
Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you why the American Academy of Pediatrics says one sport may not be enough. John?
Our weather begins to deteriorate as our tropical cyclone lifts northward.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. You started there right out of high school, learned your trade and did it well. And the asbestos you handled, well, that was just part of the job. If you worked in the trades and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court.
Call 800-236-4994.
And see how we can help. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
Are you one of the millions of Americans suffering from chronic knee pain? Have you been told knee replacement surgery is your only option? Then call now to see if you qualify for a breakthrough, all-natural treatment for knee pain relief. By using an FDA-approved product that replenishes the lubricant in your joints, a cushioning layer is created, allowing you to move smoothly and pain-free. This treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Call now and get your mobility back.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
As editor of Edible Sarasota, I get to experience the amazing restaurants here on the Suncoast, and I get to call it work. And one Suncoast family is responsible for several different restaurant concepts. Mark Carajula joins us to talk about the differences between his family's 4 well-known restaurants. Welcome, Mark. Let's talk about the first family namesake in Sarasota. What made you want to open Carajula's?
Oh my goodness.
That was a lot.
With your family, with your brothers right there beside you, and your mother telling you what to do.
Yes, and my sweet dad, he sold his bakery in Brooklyn. And Mark, what are we going to do? We're going to open a restaurant here, we're going to open over there. Anyway, so we got in a car and came down to Florida, and I was in hospitality in Florida State, and I've always worked in restaurants, and my brothers had, and it was just kind of the automatic thing. I was in Florida already, but so the question was again, we're going to do it over here in New York, or we're going to do it over there? And we did it over there.
And you brought New York here.
We did a little bit,
Yeah, a little bit. That's great.
So you opened Carajula's. What was it like when you first opened?
It was kind of crazy. We didn't really know very much what we're doing. We know a little bit more now, but not much. But,
but the
we're
food
all in
has
the
always
kitchen.
been good.
Yeah, my mother was in the kitchen. My father was out front making pizza. It was a ridiculous quintessential mom and pop restaurant. So.
But you didn't stop there. Oh, was Owen's Fish Camp next?
Well, we did a few things. We had fun. We did a steakhouse, the Chelsea Grill. It was real successful. So successful, somebody bought it for a lot of money.
Oh, nice.
We did a place called Noah. We kind of do our things together. Some do this, some do that. We did Owen's Fish Camp. That was fun.
And what's the feeling there? What were you going for? Because it's so different than Carajula's.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, what are you New York guys doing a Florida fish shack? Right. But honestly, it was kind of inspired off that. It was, you know, in Long Island we had these clam shacks, and I mean, for me, it was like that part of Florida that was just kind of missing. It was being extracted every day. You know, it was like, oh, remember those old, you know. So it was kind of it was an attempt to like, hold on, bring that, you know, let's get a little piece of this. So it's kind of that squeaky screen door, the lobster roll, soundtrack to the Old Brothers Where Art Thou. It's that kind of those. It's that
Hillbilly feeling.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It's that little
time. I kind of like it though, the old time feeling of keeping everything what it was like prior.
And try to get in there. I mean, it's always packed, always packed.
And then you have some of the other restaurants.
You have like Shores, the opposite feel.
Yes.
Well, it's fun. You know, we live in a kind of a small town, so it's not that fun to do the same thing over again. So Shore is kind of 180 degrees. It's that kind of mid-century inspired kind of you know, American eatery that's
Sleek
casual,
and modern,
yet still a little sexy maybe. Speaking of sexy, did everybody see Tracy's shoes?
We're going to have to get a shot of that.
Yeah, get a shot later.
We're going to have to get a shot of that. Tracy, come on, show it out.
Anyway.
And your new restaurant, your new one.
Veronica. Yeah, Veronica Fish and Oyster. Yeah, we got it.
Tell us the story behind the name.
Veronica, I'm a big Elvis Costello fan, so everyone knows, you know, it all was 65 years ago when the world was the street where she lived, and a young man sailed on a ship out at sea with a picture of Veronica. Yeah. So it's based off that song, and not based off it, but it's just kind of a little inspiration for, you know, what the place might feel like, look like, that kind of, I've always liked the imagery of the girl kind of waiting for the boy to come back. He never does, kind of a little sad.
But he was out to sea bringing in great fish.
Yes, we had some nice, you know, seafood dishes waiting for him, and some pasta actually, which I think he's making today. A little bit,
so that's why she had a seafood restaurant to honor the guy that's on the sea somewhere.
Yep, I'm going to put that on the website. Thank you.
So where do you go next? You've done 2 seafoods, an upscale diner, family Italian.
Well, we're just about to break ground up north and do that kind of coastal version of Shore out on North Longboat. That's going to be fun.
I'm glad that's up north. I was thinking New York, but
that's the old Moore's Stone Crab, which has been there for 47 years. Kind of amazing. So it's a beautiful piece of property, and we'll have some fun with that. But yeah, that's kind of next, I think.
Do you have members of the family at every restaurant?
Usually, I mean, yeah. There's 5 of us brothers, and everyone has their little roles. There's always one of us.
I love that you have something for everyone.
Oh, we try. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've done an amazing job. You really have. So congratulations to the Carajula family, and a big thank you to all the contributions to the great eating right here on the Suncoast. We're excited to give Veronica Fish and Oyster a try in the kitchen.
Can't wait to try it.
Coming up, so we will be doing that shortly. But next, we wanted to introduce you to a new artist who's making murals that you'll see right here on the Suncoast. Stay with us.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go. At ABC7, it's all about being here for you. ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community with a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7 weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
Attention breast cancer survivors. If you experience permanent hair loss or baldness after chemotherapy, you may qualify for a cash award. Thousands of women suffering breast cancer were given a chemotherapy drug without being warned about the possibility of irreversible alopecia. If you or a loved one suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy, call 888-622-8732. Time to file a claim is limited. 888-622-8732. That's 888-622-8732.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
1-800-350-9872.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Mark from the new Veronica Fish and Oyster Restaurant. And Chef Mark, I see we're doing some crab and pasta today, but there's something there I don't recognize on your kitchen counter. What is that large tan thing?
Yeah, so we have some beautiful rainbow oyster mushrooms. This dish is super luxurious, obviously starting with the crab, but also we have these beautifully foraged chanterelle mushrooms, lobster mushrooms, and what we do is we make a little compound butter with summer black truffles. So, you know, crab, mushrooms, super luxurious. We're going to finish it with Parmesan cheese.
All right, you had us at mushroom. We're looking forward to getting over there. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Chef. Linda?
There is some very prominent art popping up street side in the Rosemary District in Sarasota. Our next guest is the artist who's been creating all of these murals, and he's here today to talk about his craft and his inspirations. Please welcome Richie Brazil. Richie, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Is it quite different to paint with a spray can rather than a brush?
Yeah, with a brush, you know, you make different types of shapes. With the spray can, it's more direct, you know. I mean, you can still get the similar details if you want, but I mean, can is quite different.
Do you have control? Like, how do you control when it comes out and goes like this?
Your hand it's got muscles in it, and after a while, you know, they get stronger and stronger. So you learn how to like squeeze the nozzle with different pressures and things
so
like that.
the way you touch the nozzle defines the actual shape?
Right, yeah, you hold down harder, it's going to spray harder. You hold down lighter, it's going to spray thinner.
How did you learn to do this? Because
spray can
painting a building, you know, you've got to have a lot of buildings.
Yeah. Growing up in the city, I grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts, but you know, we traveled to different cities and stuff, and there was a lot of train yards and stuff like that, and we would just hop around and paint. You know?
Wow. Was that legal?
No.
Just a second.
You were a pretty daring kid then, weren't you?
Back then, yeah, back then.
I mean, but it's interesting because you always think graffiti and you see them in some real awkward places. And I wonder how the person got up there to make whatever it is.
Yeah, we climb. We climbed, we hopped fences, we did everything you think we did to get where we needed to
Really?
get. Yeah.
But there's good graffiti and bad graffiti. And you were a real artist.
I wouldn't categorize it as good or bad.
Oh, wow, this is amazing. What is this? Is like...
That's someone's bathroom. That's here in Sarasota. I was commissioned to do that, yeah.
So we probably won't get to see that one.
No. And that's right next to the big black bathtub.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And that's part of Michelangelo's David, I want to say.
That's beautiful.
And this one here, this is in Ybor City. Was for an art show I did.
That is awesome.
On the side of a building.
Yeah.
So who knew that, you know, as a kid, that graffiti that you were doing that was illegal would have developed into this?
I was told by the only art teacher I ever had my senior year to not glorify this art, that it wouldn't take me anywhere. And it's funny, I was thinking about that on the car ride here this morning, like here I am today.
Wow. So you get paid for this?
Yeah, this is my job, full-time job.
You can make a lot of money at this, which is really good in art.
I'm hoping so.
If you'd stuck with that brush, you might have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you're doing in the Rosemary District, because there's meaning behind the murals that you have put out there.
So in the Rosemary District, I was commissioned by Mitch Rakusin and Louis Bloom to do this mural. And the Rosemary has a lot of history with it being called Overtown and Black Bottom.
Right.
And what we wanted to do is I guess, give thanks and embrace the indigenous and black culture there. So we're doing 2 murals. We're doing one on the indigenous culture, the Osita tribe, and then we're doing one on the black culture that grew up and first developed that area.
Wow. So when people see those now, they can understand and appreciate the history.
Yeah, and then being told through my language with graffiti. I also have an affinity for figure drawing, so I like to throw in a lot of that stuff as well.
That's
Wow,
very
that's
neat.
amazing.
And then you were actually working outside our studio this morning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fact that you made this painting. How long did this take you?
Less than 10 minutes.
Unbelievable.
Less than 10 minutes. Look at the shading.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And I'm just still impressed that you did this with a spray can.
Yeah, I'll spray.
So how do you practice?
Do you still practice on buildings?
And bridges and
yeah, you just get out there. I mean, there are places where you can find legal walls and things like that, and you know, get some cans. I get mine at Keaton's Office in Art Supply in Bradenton. But get some cans, practice, and just keep going. That's what I did.
Okay, I heard you tell Bobeth earlier that once you hung by your feet to do a mural.
I didn't want to. Yeah.
He's like, I was trying to keep that off camera. Like,
How do you get to the middle of the building if the roof is way up there?
You climb. You find a way. Like you find a way to get to that spot.
60-foot ladders
there's
going
ledges,
around.
There's ledges. There's
Are you
cars.
Spider-Man? Can you like stick to
No,
it?
I mean, but like there's ways to get around everything.
I mean, when you do legal ones, you get a lift.
If someone can build it, I can climb it.
Really?
Like there's a way.
You are Spider-Man.
Now he is legally.
I mean, I was. I don't do that anymore. Like, yeah, it's all ladders and lifts now.
So not only was he getting practice with his art, he was getting practice climbing.
That's right.
The bolder spots get you the better recognition, I found,
But you got to be really good when you get it up there.
Yeah.
Or you'll get in trouble.
Art is beautiful.
Thank you, I appreciate
What
it.
happens when you
Thank you
mess
so
up?
much. You can
You
find
don't.
out. I want
There's no
you
room
to
for
go to
effort.
his website and see some of his other stuff, or his Facebook page, facebook.com/Richie Brazil, and see some of the other things he's created. You are amazing,
Thank
Richie.
you.
Hanging upside down with a spray can. That's wonderful. And coming up next, we've got an artist who sings and jumps rope. I don't know if it's at the same time.
If it is, that's talent too.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Chilling words from one of the worst mass shootings in U.S. history. The Orange County Sheriff's Office releasing 911 calls from the night of the Pulse nightclub shooting. Plus, a news crew stumbles upon a dangerous situation, how a photographer was able to save a pregnant woman from a burning car. Let's get the latest on our weather outside now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Still monitoring Tropical Depression number 9. We're waiting for the next advisory to come out from the National Hurricane Center. Could be some changes with that advisory. We are looking at a large area of heavy rainfall earlier this morning. That kind of fades away, and then another area starts to flare up right there. That's where the center appears to be, with some feeder bands starting to develop already and some convergent bands set up along the Suncoast. Is expected to move off to the north tonight, tomorrow, and eventually make landfall sometime on Thursday. Things will deteriorate here on Wednesday. Details at 5. See you then.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
I'm a lawyer spokesperson. This is an important message for anyone who took the prescription drug Xarelto or Pradaxa and had a serious bleeding event. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered from a serious bleeding event,
call 800-220-8268 immediately.
Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious internal bleeding, stroke, and death.
Call 800-220-8268 immediately.
You may be entitled to compensation. Call now for a free consultation.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
And welcome back. Our next guest makes regular national appearances, including The Ellen Show, MTV, and the Disney Channel. And he's here with today's Sounds of the Suncoast with a couple of talents. But we're going to start off with his musical abilities. Please welcome Chad Robinson in today's Sounds of the Suncoast.
Standing here alone without you. The more I think, the more I doubt you. Thorns of diamond gouge to drown you. In a raging river bled about to you. And hope is rolling down. The more I think I am without you, I realize I have allowed you to break this man of charades about you. I'm standing here just to doubt you, as if to damn your soul. Our demons letting go. Now that I'm without you, I don't have to doubt you. There's something about you, I just can't go on without you. Is this what we amount to? Is this what it comes down to? I thought that I found you, and now I'm dying without you. Blankly clouding there about you. Veils of darkness now surround you. Haunting faces glad about you. In a prison barred by sounds confound you. Now they claim it's all. They're never letting go. Now that I'm without you, don't have to doubt you. There's something about you, I just can't go on without you. Is this what we amount to? Is this what it comes down to? I thought that I found you, and now I'm dying without you. Sometimes promises go on can't. Just because we learned, we didn't say what we meant, didn't say what we meant. Now that I'm without you, I don't have to doubt you. There's something about you, I just can't go on without you. Is this what we amount to? Is this what it comes down to? I thought that I found you, and now I'm dying without you.
Wow. Wow. That's really good, Chaz. You can check out Chaz Robinson's album, Without You, on iTunes, or you can just get more information about him by visiting his website, chazrobinson.com. And next, he has another talent we want to tell you all about or show you. We'll be right back.
On Saturday, September 10th, thousands will walk together at Nathan Benderson Park for the 2016 Suncoast Heart Walk. I'm Scott Dennis, ABC 7. Join us for an inspiring, fun-filled day as we raise funds, celebrate survivors, and honor loved ones lost. The Suncoast Heart Walk is the American Heart Association's premier event to fight cardiovascular diseases. The 2016 Suncoast Heart Walk, September 10th. And for more information, visit suncoastheartwalk.org and take the first steps towards living a heart-healthy life.
Using baby powder or talc may lead to ovarian cancer. $72 million was awarded in a recent talc lawsuit after lawyers found secret internal documents showing that the baby powder manufacturer knew about the link between talcum powder and ovarian cancer for decades, but never told the public. If you were diagnosed with ovarian cancer after using talcum powder on a regular basis, you may qualify for a cash award. Call 800-793-6621. 800-793-6621.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities. And that keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
Are the credit card bills closing in on you? Sick and tired of the constant struggle just to stay afloat? Shouldn't this be the year you get a fresh start? Well, now you can settle your debts with dignity and without bankruptcy, with zero upfront or monthly fees. Get the professional help at the Thomason Law Group and get a fresh start. It's easy to sign up. We do all the real work. Better than credit consolidation or credit counseling, the Thomason Law Group uses the power of legal professionals to settle your debts. You don't have to face this alone. We can help with an affordable monthly payment. Call now if you have over 15 grand in debt and settle your debts so you can have hundreds more each month. Don't put this off. Legal settlement can get you fast, easy debt resolution and let you get back to the important things in life.
Call the Thomason Law Group at 1-800-394-1667. That's 1-800-394-1667.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
And welcome back. Chaz Robinson just showed us how great he can sing, but he has another claim to fame. He's a world championship jump roper. Yes, jump roper. And he's giving us one of the most unique performances as our Sounds of the Suncoast now becomes Sounds of the Jump Rope. I'm excited about this. Who knew?
Me too.
So tell me a little about jump roping. How does it become a sport?
You know, I don't know how jump rope actually became a sport, but you know, jump rope has always been a very like playground kind of thing, and you know, it just turned from like a playground type thing into a very highly technical, extreme sport, if you will.
Wow. All right, well, I want to see it, so I won't let you jump with this. I figure I might want to make you safe. So I'm going to take this off.
Safety first.
And I'm going to also back up so I can be safe. So I want you to just give us an example of it.
Black lights make the whites glow brightly as the bass sounds like thunder and lightning. Hear the moans from the crowd as they sway round and round. We're so high off the ground. Dance like they can't control us.
All right, well, let me give you this back so I can talk to you. I'm really impressed because I didn't know that, you know, you can do that much things with a jump rope.
Yeah, you know, when I first started, you know, I was only learning like basic skills like with your feet, like
this.
Yeah. Wow, you're gonna break your neck in those heels. So, I think
perfect timing, you people.
this is my favorite thing to do.
Oh, what? Show people?
Yes, is to teach people. I started teaching when I was really young, actually.
Like 10?
Yeah, when I was 10, I started teaching at jump rope workshops and things like that. Yeah.
All right, I lost a couple inches, but we can try.
Oh, that's okay. All right, so let's give you this.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's face this way. Start with the rope behind you.
Why do I always do these things?
There we go. All right, so start with your hands down by your side.
Okay.
Give yourself a big swing over and jump. Jump. There we go. Now go apart together. Apart.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. Apart together.
Apart together. This is called a side straddle. Apart together.
can't do it.
We can also do something like this. So if you stand right in front of me.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
Trust me. So just start jumping. Jump, 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 jump.
I gotta hold my mic.
Yeah.
Did I do it? I did it?
Yeah, you did it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why I have you close your eyes so you don't mess up.
See, I like that better. I close my eyes, I won't know what's going on. Well, if you want to find out more about Chaz, you can go to his website, chazrobinson.com. He does everything, you see. And now I'm a little out of breath. Next, we're going to be in the kitchen with Veronica Fish and Oyster Bar. We'll be right back.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The woman who coached Simone Biles to become the world's best gymnast shares her teaching strategies.
And gymnastics is just something they do. It's not who they are. So I want to know them for who they are, and then I can train them to be great gymnasts.
Hear more from Coach Amy Borman on teaching world-class athletes and what her job in Sarasota will entail. That's coming up at 5. And now taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but traffic is backed up on I-75 between Fruitville Road and University Parkway in Sarasota. Now let's head over to Bob.
Haley, the National Hurricane Center a little delayed in putting the advisory out. That usually means they're looking for watches to be issued for the west coast of Florida. We'll have the latest on that as it becomes available from the National Hurricane Center. The system is still rather ragged or not that organized. We'll have much more on that coming up at 5.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
40 Carats Family Center presents a free speaker event, The Gift of Failure, How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go So Their Children Can Succeed, by Jessica Leahy at Hyatt Regency Sarasota on Monday, September 12th. RSVP required at 40carats.org.
Are you one of the many Americans who undergo CPAP or BiPAP therapy? How often are you replacing your masks and hoses? Replacing your CPAP or BiPAP supplies every 3 to 6 months is critical to an effective therapy. Bacteria will build up, making you sick, and worn-out straps cause leaks and are just plain uncomfortable. Let Allied Medical Supply Network help. Call Allied Medical to speak to an expert agent that will determine which supplies you need and will set up a schedule for your fresh, brand-name supplies to be delivered right to your door, right when you need them. Shipping's absolutely free, and you may qualify to receive supplies at little or no cost to you. That's right, there's no driving around town or remembering when to order. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today and rest easy.
Call 800-601-0658. That's 800-601-0658.
Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Hi, I'm George Foreman. People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can provide patent referrals and submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-890-1946. That's 1-800-890-1946.
Pro Cream by Dr. Anna, known as the facelift in a bottle, is an all-natural anti-aging formula that tightens skin and muscles, making you look younger. It's made in Sarasota with real pearls, Chinese herbs, and no preservatives. Visit our store or at pearlcreambydranna.com.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, do you know how to save a life? We'll learn about hands-only CPR with the American Heart Association to get ready for their annual Suncoast Heart Walk. Our development expert is back with a scoop on a new Whole Foods battle, and also the battles over the bayfront and beach access. Plus, we'll have pregnancy product must-haves, and Chef Judy will have the best pasta dishes on the Suncoast.
And welcome back. We're here with Chef Mark Marjorie from Veronica's Fish and Oyster. What are you making today?
We're doing one of our most popular dishes. We have a 2-crab fazzoletti, and that includes a little Alaskan king crab and some Louisiana blue crab.
Yum.
Some beautiful wild mushrooms that we have foraged, which I'm going to have you guys work on, actually.
What do you want us to do?
Yeah, so you're going to take the mushroom, you just kind of pull it apart with your hand, you're going to split it right down the middle.
Okay,
See?
this one I do the same split?
Yeah, you do each mushroom.
Okay, here we go. We can do this.
So what we're going to do...
put them right here?
Yep, you can put them right in that bowl. That's right.
And in the meantime, you got a hot pan over here.
Yeah, so a hot skillet, cast iron skillet, is what we use at the restaurant. I'm going to start with some of these mushrooms that they have. We have some beautiful oysters, some beautiful chanterelle mushrooms, and some lobster mushrooms.
Lobster mushrooms.
So different
Name
kinds
that for their
of
color.
gourmet.
Yeah,
So
it's
are
a
they all
beautiful
taste
orange
very
color.
different?
They do, and they have some different textures. Some are meatier than others.
So you saute that.
Yeah, we're going to saute that in a little olive oil, just till they soften. And what we have here, we deal with so much fresh seafood at Veronica that we utilize every aspect of it from head to tail. So we're making a broth out of all the fish bones,
Yum.
and we cream that out. So it's our own little house-made fumet.
Oh, wow. It
Yeah.
smells good.
Thank you.
Who's eating over there? I heard some chewing going on.
Not yet, but I'm going to be chewing soon.
I got my eye on
I
it,
like
not
the
yet.
name of it. Sounds like Foxy Lady.
That may be
Like
it. Maybe
your
it's a subliminal
shoe.
thing where it's our most popular dish. Maybe that's it. So once the mushrooms have come down a little bit, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of fumet. And we're going to start building this sauce.
Because it's all about the sauce.
That's right.
But if
Labor
you
of
put
love.
different things in it every time, how do you know how it's going to turn out?
What do you mean different things? No, we're
Whatever
pretty...
you have left over.
Oh, you mean, okay, so what we use is the scraps, the fish bones. So we're always going to have the bodies, the head, the tail, the cheeks. And, you know, with all that beautiful seafood and the collagen that it builds up in the stock, our sauces come out a lot nicer. So it's a labor of love thing. We
Takes a long time.
It does. It does. So what
That's
I'm
why
gonna-
you go to the restaurant
Don't try
and not
this
cook
at
it.
home.
So what we have here, we took some of these wild mushrooms and we make a compound butter with summer black truffles. So we're going to take a little bit of this and we're going to emulsify this sauce.
So we got a lot of different mushroom flavors going on here.
We do. Very luxurious dish.
Yes, and we noticed that you said truffle. That's one of our favorite words here on our show.
So we're going to wait for that to come up to boil. We're going to add a little bit of garlic. Just a little sliced garlic.
I tasted this raw mushroom. I hope that's okay.
Oh, be my guest.
Why would
What were you going to do if
he
you
said
said
it was
eating the
bad?
mushrooms over here?
You ask after you taste.
That's very funny.
It's funny.
That is hilarious.
You want some?
All right, so
You better cook fast.
actually, I do want to taste it. So what happens next? So you start adding
All right,
what?
so what we'll do is we'll start to thicken a little bit. And what I have here is a little pecorino romano.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to grate that right into the... That's going to help thicken the sauce, and it's going to coat the pasta. This beautiful handmade pasta that we have. That's our fazzoletti. So, and the reason is it's shaped similar to a handkerchief. So,
Oh, I see why you say that now.
yeah.
So a large sheet noodle.
A large pasta noodle, yeah,
Large,
similar
you
to
know,
like a lasagna.
Right, I was going to say a little
Right.
bit wider than a lasagna.
All right, so what we'll do now, we have some beautiful grilled asparagus. We have on our we do on our wood burning grill. We're going to add a little bit of that. We're going to add some of this king crab that we've picked earlier.
I like that.
Yep, it's the king.
All right.
I was going for that after my mushrooms.
I was watching, you know where it's counted.
You better cook this quick, 'cause she's going to eat all the ingredients
And
down
then we
there.
only have 90 seconds left.
Oh no. All right, so a little bit of crab. We're going to let this sauce start coming together. We'll season a little bit. Just a little bit of sea salt.
And then as we start to talk about the plating, do you put the noodles down on the base layer? How do you do that?
Okay, so we're going to build it all right in the pan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so these noodles are actually blanched ahead of time.
Okay.
We roll them out and we cook them in salted water, and then we chill them. And so what's going to happen is this little sauce is going to build around the pasta.
Oh, this is smelling so good.
Oh, this is a winner, trust me.
Making my mouth water.
A lot of neat ingredients here. All right, well, I'm going to let you
All right,
go ahead and
let's put
finish
some
that
in the pot.
Finish that up on the pan. We're going to bring in our guests that were with us today. Here we've had so many neat things. An artist, of course, with Richie Brazil. Chaz, come back in. You've worked up an appetite, jump roping and singing, I'm sure. So great to have you with us as too. And Mark, where'd you go down there? Mark Caragiulo, of course, responsible for bringing us Veronica fish and oyster.
But we're not responsible if she gets sick from this raw mushroom.
Yeah, seriously.
That was a disclaimer.
Linda's down there eating the ingredients. Both Beth and I just have a watering mouth here looking at this great thing. Be sure to go see Chef Mark at Veronica Fish and Oyster. Thanks to everyone for joining us in studio today. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast View.